bit of
Congratulations on the film.
drinks. Wow.
Thank you.
How's it feeling?
I mean, I had some time to get used to it now. When it first people started first watching it, I felt very, very, very strange about it.
Is that how you feel every time that you really?
And I've always been slightly, other actors who go, I've really struggled to let go of things. I always was a bit like, I'm fine. Like when I finish a job, I'm always just quite sort of glad that it's over. And I was glad this one was over, but it felt really, really like close. It felt a bit, I was, a bit raw, and it was very intense to make, amazing to make. But it felt like a bit of a strange thing for people to watch. It was sort of like people having cameras in my house.
It felt very intimate, I have to say. Because it's such a study of someone's grief and sadness and depression, really.
Yeah. And I don't really feel like it was quite a lonely thing to make. Because
I'm sure
it was me and
the hawk.
Yeah, some hawks.
Does the hawk... Where is Mabel now?
There were 5 of them, so she's
Five
scattered
Mabels.
across the
That
country.
must have been really hard for you, because the whole premise of the relationship with the hawk is that you have to get to know each other. The hawk has to trust you. You had to do these whole kind of... obviously, these were like pro hawks, that are like acting hawks, whatever. I don't know.
Are they acting
No.
hawks?
Well, I mean, they are kept. So Rose and Lloyd Buck, who are the sort of trainers, but sort of basically the hawk gurus, they have many birds. 2 of them are eagles. They've got swans, and they have only ever really shot like David Attenborough in natural history before. They don't do like drama, like long form kind of film like this. They would have like a like a raven that would be in something. And so they've got all these incredible birds, but the goshawks are notoriously like really
Tricky,
difficult
yeah.
to train, and just like, no, I'm not filming today, sorry. So,
Like the biggest diva on set was the goshawk.
yeah, I suppose diva, but very, wore it very, very loosely, like not demanding, just very in their own. They're just like, no.
But
it's not happy.
their whole issue is that they don't connect. They don't show affection. They're not responsive.
I suppose not in like a conventional
No.
cat, dog,
Yeah.
horse,
Yeah.
pet way.
Do you think any bird? I suppose budgies do, or
Budgies,
parrots. Yeah, they do connect. But the whole thing about the hawk was the lack of connection, and your
Yeah.
need to connect because of the connection with your dad.
Yeah, I think so. And Helen speaks about in the memoir about that wanting to be more like Mabel, like wanting to sort of
Mabel's the hawk.
Mabel's the hawk, sorry. Yeah, Mabel's the goshawk. And wanting to kind of, because the pain of losing someone is so overwhelming and massive, that they wanted to kind of be like this bird of prey that seemed to have no, didn't feel these emotions, and was able to kind of like absent themselves and be disconnected, and that was easier than being a human being, which it is. But that didn't really work, because Helen fell in love with Mabel, and Mabel fell in love with Helen.
It is really tender, and it's a quiet film, and it's kind of grand in many ways, with like the landscapes and that amazing shot of Mabel catching the rabbit.
Yeah,
like there was a lot of the shots are you sitting with Mabel Helen sitting with Mabel in the flat and the house, and it's quiet. It's very quiet. And I wonder how working with a hawk, which isn't an actor, how challenging that was for you. Was it like the weirdest form of improvisation ever?
Yeah, well, I suppose it's like a really like distilled version of improvisation. Like, I suppose it doesn't really change, does it? I mean, acting is about, for me anyway, is always about that other actor. Like, basically, whatever they're doing, I'm interested in what they're doing and watching and listening what they're doing, and therefore that helps me not be self-conscious, basically. And you're always you're always invested in what the other person is trying to do, and you're trying to find out why they're trying to do what they're doing and all that sort of stuff. So it wasn't really any different for me, in my approach to acting. It didn't feel any different. It just felt really, really like it was on speed, because you were with a wild creature, and whilst also having to be open to the idea of where the hell the scene was going to go, also know as the only actor in the room that I had to make it go somewhere for me, and also for Mabel. Like, I had to make sure that she wasn't doing something that would be inappropriate. You know what I mean? I had to be in control of lots of myself and the bird as well at the same time, which was bizarre because normally you can be surprised by the other actor, but you both know that you're trying to get to the same goal.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time Mabel was like, I'm not. I'm not going where you're going.
No.
So was it quite a lot of reshoots or? Like,
No.
Right.
So we actually did less takes. We just did longer takes. So the first kind of like, there's a scene in it where the first Manning scene where I sort of take off Mabel's hood.
Yeah.
We just did that in one take, and it's one long kind of sequence of events from when I take her hood off, and all that reaction is her reacting to me.
Were you frightened?
No, I was never frightened. I mean, I was frightened before we started shooting because I didn't know what to do. And I knew I had to build up such a level of skill in such a short space of time to make the film even possible.
You weren't frightened she was going to attack you?
No, because they don't want to attack you.
Well,
They're
you
like...
ended up with a bad head.
I know. Well, but that's very specific to something that happened, which was that Mabel was like, don't take that. As in, like, give it back. Which is sort of like, I think... And I suppose maybe just because I see it from Helen's perspective, that I find that to be quite an understandable thing. That's my mistake as the human being, as the falconer, who went, let me take that. And you're never supposed to do that. You have to offer them something to be able to get the food.
Is there someone in this country that makes helmets for goshawks?
Well,
They're really fab.
They really are, aren't they?
Amazing.
I've got a couple.
Next Halloween is going to be. I am a goshawk.
But there's something, yeah, there are. There's like, websites, lovely things you can get.
How
They
funny.
like slightly S&M as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all, quite sort of dominatrix.
sexy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sex dungeony kind
Yeah.
of vibe. Yeah, there's something great about it. Well, there is, isn't there, anyway, about the whole, it's very medieval, the whole process.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, they still, roaring trade. And someone who sells all the chicks that they eat.
Yeah, that was a chick. I thought it was like a cuddly toy. No, it was a fucking chick.
Yeah.
Well, it was awful when you had to give the lecture and then they attack you for
Yeah.
allowing things to be killed.
I know. But it's like you have to let that concept in. You couldn't really make the film without acknowledging that is
that
an animal
happens,
rights
yeah.
issue.
Yeah, you're kind of a voyeur to some...
Yeah, like you've got to have that conversation. And Helen's never afraid to have that conversation. And I think a lot of falconers aren't afraid to have that chat and be like, yeah, interesting, okay, how so? But obviously at that point in the film, I'm not really able to have a kind of logical conversation, really.
Yeah, so I presume the book got optioned straight away for a film, no doubt.
Yeah.
But so has it been quite a long time in the making of making this film? Or have you been involved
Not
for a while?
really. I think other people got the option. Like I think it was like in the like nitty gritty of the business of it. I think someone got the option when it came out, maybe, and then what ends up happening, I think, is that people hold on to them and it never happens.
Right.
And blah blah blah
Okay.
blah. But Dee Dee Gardner, who produced the film, she came to me with it when we'd done a film together called Women Talking.
Which was incredible.
Oh, thanks. I like that one.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant film.
And like,
Yeah.
the cast and every...
I know,
you
ludicrous.
actually got to act a part, like with, humans in that one.
Yes,
that
I
are
did.
like, well, no, hold on. Denise got also, shout out to
Oh
you.
my God,
Fantastic.
amazing.